right, we're back to number 9. Two more questions on this section, and I've left the table up here again as before. It's a kind of, again, difficult table for students. You have to manage, you have to realize this is hours to produce the goods. You've got a limit on how many hours you can have, and this tells you how many goods you can produce in each country. Now, over here, we did this in the last time. We did the opportunity cost. We said for Japan, every time they produce a car, they give up a fifth of a plane, which is equivalent to saying every time they produce a plane, they give up 5 cars. In Korea, just to review, every time they produce a car, they give up a third of a plane. Every time they produce a plane, they give up 3 cars. We concluded in the last problem that Japan would specialize in the production of cars because every time they produce a car, it's relatively cheap. It's only a fifth of a plane, whereas Korea is a third of a plane. Korea would specialize in the production of planes because every time they produce a plane, they only lose or give up 3 cars, whereas Japan, every time they produce a plane, they give up 5 cars. All right, with that in mind, it says, Japan and Korea would not be able to gain from trade if Korea's opportunity cost of 1 car changed to. All right, so we know Korea's opportunity cost of 1 car is a third of a plane. Right? When would it make no sense for Korea to trade with Japan? All right? It wouldn't make sense if the opportunity cost of a car started to fall in Korea. But how much? Let's say it fell to 1/4. Well, if it's 1/4, it's still basically more expensive in Korea than it is in Japan because it's only 1/5. So the answer is if the opportunity cost of a car in Korea were to fall to 1/5 of a plane, then Korea could not gain from trade because Japan would have the exact same level of productivity. Neither country would have a comparative advantage. All right? It would be the same in both countries. 1 car would be 1/5 of a plane in Korea. 1 car would be 1/5 of a plane in Japan. There would be no opportunities for gains there. That's a kind of rare event when each country basically has the same opportunity cost of producing both goods, then there's no gains from trade. But that's the rare example. If you look at the other prices they gave you here, it's not true as a third because we already know that Korea can gain from trade because when the price of a car is 1/3 of a plane, it's certainly more expensive than it is in Japan, which means there are opportunities to specialize in trade because for you, cars are relatively expensive compared to Japan where they're relatively cheap. That's an opportunity for trade. If the price gets even higher for Korea, these are extreme prices. If 1 car was equal to 3 planes, well, then Korea could so gain from trading with Japan because cars are enormously expensive to Korea, and it just gets worse, problem D, when it says 5 planes. So your answer is A. Again, once these opportunity costs equalize, then there's no gains to trade. All right? When they are different, that's when countries can specialize and take advantage of each other. All right, that finishes number 9. Let me pause for a minute. We'll come back to finish this off in number 10.